At the idea phase, this video had a perfect premise. It was simple, well-defined, and had a clear-cut end. That premise was get through day 21 of Super Fantasy Kingdom without dying once, and make a video about all of my attempts at it until I achieve this goal. It should be simple as hell. Get through boss 1 on day 7, then boss 2 on day 14, and finish up with boss 3 on day 21. But no! The devs decided to put an insurmountable blockade between boss 2 and 3 so that you can't fucking do it. Calm down. Don't get too annoyed. It's fine. Everything's fine. If you can't tell, I kind of dislike insurmountable blockades in games. I want to be able to do something like this for that sense of accomplishment, and that didn't happen this time. And I think before the last update, I had a really good chance to actually complete this challenge if that blockade wasn't there. I'm not sure about this current update if I can do it or if that blockade is like still in place, but it kind of feels like it is. With the last update making some fundamental changes to the game, I've had to develop a new approach to this challenge. This time around, I'm not as woefully ignorant about the blockade and the infeasible nature of this challenge as I was at the beginning of my runs. But I still wanted to try to complete this challenge, even though I'm pretty sure it's impossible. So I'm going to cover this new approach and we'll go day by day within the game while I talk about my strategies for both versions. Because honestly, I want to use some of that footage so it doesn't all go to waste. And I know the game is a roguelite, but I really wanted to try and play it this way and challenge myself to complete this before it actually turns into a roguelite. If you have any ideas of changes to the strategy that I'm about to talk about, other than play it like a roguelite, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. So what's kind of funny is that I developed the main strategy for the older version on my 18th try, and the blockade is also on the 18th day. I just thought that was a little bit ironic, and I just wanted to kind of share that little tidbit. In Super Fantasy Kingdom, you have a few things to start with. Your king, your hero, a worker, 2 wood logs. Those are your starting resources on the first run. You then have to put down a tavern to begin the game. After that, to start generating your most basic resource, which is logs or wood, you have to put down a lumber mill, which costs nothing. Right away, I would put 2 workers into there, or set it up for 2 workers to go straight into the lumber mill. You're probably going to ask, why 2 when you only have a single worker? It's because the first thing I build, once my worker collects 4 wood, and my donkey brings it to the castle, is a house. The house gives me a second worker, which will go straight into cutting trees. And they'll both work in the lumber mill for basically the whole of the first day. Starting on the second day is where the versions start to kind of differ a little bit. So on the second day, you get a new unit that can be selected from a Cyclops, an Archer, and a Rune Scribe. Those are your 3 starting units. Normally, I choose the Rune Scribe because its attack can hit multiple targets at once. And there's 2 objectives for the second day. The first is to collect some berries, and the second is to build a quarry to start getting stone. Food keeps my fighters, like the Rune Scribe, able to fight at their best, and gives them XP when they enter the tavern at night. It's only 1 XP when it's berries, but it's still XP. And stone is always needed. The 2 major changes here are the cost of roads and plots of land and nighttime. In the older version, roads and plots could be unlocked once you have enough glory and you just click on them. In the new version, you need that same amount of glory, but you also need at least 1 stone to unlock the roads and plots. The change is understandable, but a little bit annoying to me because it changes up my plans for this challenge by delaying walls and other unlocks because I'm spending some stone on roads. And with nighttime, it used to be your characters just ate and got experience points from what they ate. In this new update, you can now spend gold to upgrade your unit's abilities during nighttime. 5 gold for the first level, 15 for the next, and 30 for the third, which I think is a welcome change. And it's not just like your one ability. I think it is both abilities level up when you do that. On day 3, 4, and 5, they're normally not that eventful. In the run you're watching from the current update, at the time of recording, it might change a bit later. I'm collecting a lot of food to place down a fisherman for 6 berries on day 3. The fish will give the first unit that goes into the tavern 2 experience instead of 1, like the berries do. On day 4, I start collecting stone. Once I have 3, I can upgrade my castle. All this really does is expand how many resources I can hold. The base amount is 4, That's why the 4 wood was red at the top of the screen. The first upgrade doubles that to 8, then 16, and then maybe 32. I'm not sure. I have not fully upgraded the castle that much yet. On day 5, I built another house so that I can have a 3rd worker, and I put them to work gathering berries to keep my food stores kind of high for when I get more fighters. I also build my first road up and to the right so that I can unlock the trapper to catch one of the units that is attacking. This time I catch a werewolf, and this is something that differs from the older version. There was not a trapper in the older version from what I know. The trapper gives you 1 free trap that can catch a monster that's attacking you, and you can then purchase said monster for 10 gold from the wandering knight guy that sells units. In the previous version, you had to unlock the unit by doing their quest that is somewhere in the world. And then you might be able to purchase them in your next run if the knight is selling them. But that has changed to when you complete a quest, it basically ups a stat, like luck or attack or defense, something like that for like all of your units. The other thing that differs here is my strategy from the older update to the new update. In the older update, it was day 3, upgrade castle, day 4, house 2 and sawmill, day 5, fisherman. So yeah, I've kind of had to change up my strategy a bit because I feel like they've tweaked a lot of the worker stuff and it's a little different. So day 6 and 7 are both very important days in Super Fantasy Kingdom. On day 6, the Wandering Knight Gerald shows up and you can buy units from him for 10 gold. Speaking of gold, how it's generating differs between the 2 versions also. In the old one, you got gold like 3 times a day through taxes, and you'd get it from the king and any decorations you placed in the small plots. In the new update, gold is generated at the beginning of the day, and the amount you get per day is based on what buildings you have. Large plot buildings normally generate gold, and most small plot buildings generate faith, except for decorations. Those still generate gold. I think it's 3 gold per decoration per day. In the old version, I'd have like a lot of excess gold around like the 8th or 9th day, but I wouldn't have that much when Gerald came around. And in the new one, it feels like it generates slower, but it generates more at once. So when Gerald shows up this time, in my current run, I bought the werewolf unit that the trapper just caught for me from him. After Gerald starts to walk away, I open the road to the swordsman. I didn't buy him because of my stone amount, but he's unlocked and ready to go for when I need to buy him, or when I can buy him. I also bought another large plot and built my sawmill there. At the start of day 7, I purchased the swordsman because I've saved up enough stone this time. And then the first boss spawns, the Goblin King. With the Rune Scribe and the Werewolf, this thing's a bit of a pushover, but it is the first boss, so it's kind of expected. And while we're fighting the boss on day 7, I opened up my 4th small plot and my 5th large plot. Then I grabbed the Great Shield upgrade from the loot that drops, and the day is done. With the day being over and I have a bit of coin, I can upgrade one of my unit's abilities. I went with the Werewolf Speed so that it can get to enemies faster and start dealing damage right away. Because I don't think it's attack speed, I think it's just like the unit's speed. So that's the current version. Day 6 and 7 looked a little bit different in the older version. Day 6, I wouldn't buy anything from Gerald, and I just purchased the swordsman and keep stockpiling resources. Day 7, I'd build a decoration on the 4th small plot for gold generation and swap my taxes from gold to faith. And once the boss was done, I would also get the Great Shield. And now in the current version, day 8 has no special event on it, so I just started working. I placed down a farm on the 5th large plot and started collecting some wheat so I could build a decoration to earn additional money. I also bought the 6th plot for later expansion. On day 9, the Mystic shows up. They unlock the passive ability for one of your units for free the first time. This time I chose the Swordsman's ability Taunt because it's a decent control ability for what I'm doing. Then I built the 7th large plot towards the gold mine. Once I had enough wheat, I bought that decoration for gold generation and then just started collecting resources and tried to plan out my next move. Day 10, another uneventful day. About halfway through, I opened up the 5th small plot and built a forager there so that I can get some berries from thickets and keep my food generation up. I also had enough gold to upgrade the Rune Scribe's attack at the end of the day so that it hits 3 targets up to 3 times. This is another place that my strategies for the 2 different versions differ. In the old version, day 8 was just about resource collection. Day 9,
we're gonna build the wall.
I'd build the walls, castle gate, and upgrade the gate to stone. And on day 10, I'd have all the roads unlocked to the farm boss and be able to beat that and get 1 free wheat each day. Or I might do that early. I would have done that earlier, around probably 8 or 9. Then back in the current version, day 11 is just another uneventful day of just gathering resources and surviving. Day 12, I built a road on the left path to reach the market that used to be down the right path. And that's really it for that day. Day 13, I created enough planks to build the gold mine and had enough wheat to build a windmill, which will turn the wheat into flour. I also opened up a couple more roads down the left path to just keep expanding that way. Before we get to the second boss on day 14, here's the comparison to the old version strategy. Day 11, I'd buy the swordsman upgrade and build the first tower of the wall. Day 12, I'd buy the crossbowmen for long-range support and put them on the gate or tower. Day 13, I'd upgrade the first tower and then buy the second one, just to go and keep my defense up and make my guys stronger. Now there's nothing to do except fight this second boss. At the start of day 14, I put a worker in the gold mine and waited for the boss to spawn. This time I'll be fighting the physical attacking giant. While fighting him, I decided to open up a few more roads. One on the right and then one on the left so that I can get access to the crossbowmen later and access to priority selection, which honestly I never used. During this boss fight, the swordsman and werewolf are both killed, but at the end of the day, they'll be revived in the tavern. I was able to defeat the giant in the end, and I decided to pick up the conductor upgrade so the rune scribe does more damage when an enemy is wet. Probably should have got the priest to throw holy water on him too. I also refreshed my promotion at night and was able to upgrade my swordsman to the 2nd star to reduce his cooldown time on both his active and passive. Day 15, I decided to create a few more planks and unlock the road builder upgrade in the quarry. This will help with my workers' movement speed, and once it reaches the small plots, I can upgrade them to get more workers or more berries from the forager or more fish. Otherwise, it's a very uneventful resource collection day. And the same can go for day 16, just a uneventful resource collection day. Compared to my old strategy, like I said, these days are super uneventful. In the old version, I'd unlock metal arrows from the second boss on day 14. Then I'd upgrade my hero Rickard on the 15th day with 20 faith, along with rebuilding the church and buying the priest with wheat that I had, which that may have gone and that may have happened earlier or later in the run, but this is when I have it written down for. Then on day 16, I'd buy a Tesla coil from the workshop on the left path and upgrade my crossbowmen. So yeah, these days would be a little bit more eventful in the older version. On day 17, in the current version, I unlocked 2 roads on the left side to reach the workshop and the training camp. Then I unlocked a road on the right to reach the merchant with the broken cart. Then I bought all the berries from the market on the left and purchased a cannon from the workshop, since it can attack from the bench area and isn't in danger on the front lines. I also decided to upgrade my castle for more storage, which, I'm going to be honest, I kind of instantly regretted because I could have actually used that gold to upgrade one of the houses and get another worker. After that, I used my stone to build 2 roads in the city to unlock a small plot and the place for the port. Then on day 18 is when my units just got overwhelmed and beaten down, and I lost. And the same thing kind of happens with the old strategy too. Day 17, I buy the port, then I upgrade my 2nd tower, and I go buy the paladin to increase my frontline defense. Then on day 18, I die. That's just how basically all of the runs have gone. And I'll be honest, maybe out of like the 60 to 70 runs that I've done, maybe 10 of them have hit day 18, because a lot of the runs I was doing, I was trying to experiment and see if I can find like an optimal playstyle to get past day 18 on that first run. And I just kept experimenting with like different purchases and different placements and stuff, and it never worked out. I never found a way to get through it, and honestly, it has frustrated the fuck out of me. So I've just called this challenge a loss. I don't think I can do this. I don't think this challenge is possible. Like, if they change the game so that it would ramp up a bit faster instead of having that difficulty spike right at 18, then I think this wouldn't feel as bad and that it would be a doable challenge. But at this point, I'm kind of done with it. I like the game. I think the game's a good roguelite city builder, but I just think the day 18 fucking spike is just bullshit. So this challenge lands in the new S+ category of shit that is basically impossible by way of game mechanic. So I hope you have a royal day. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you did enjoy it, and I will talk to you next time.